Privileged to have you here. Because when you hear young people speaking, the one thing all across the world is we don't get heard. I was speaking to some of the youth who you will hear from in different parts of the world, and they were saying, even here in Nepal, even here in, even here in Kenya, and it's a similar issue. By the time we got to the Youth Action Plan, youth highlighted these things, and I like that we heard. Today, you're about to hear, to witness, the EU actually listens. With the partners, the Big Six, today is an auspicious occasion as we both launch this fantastic initiative. I want to welcome on stage Commissioner. Guys, we gotta do it Kenyan style. We gotta do it Kenyan style one more time. Welcome home.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's nice to be back home. It's great to be in Nairobi. It's nice to be in Kenya again. And indeed, this is a special day. Because exactly 1 year ago, with your help, the European Union launched its first Youth Action Plan in external action. And it was a landmark moment, and I would say a political priority for me, the result of a collective effort that really involved more than 220 international stakeholders, including young people and youth organizations, and of course, my own dear Youth Sounding Board. So the goals we set, they were very ambitious. To engage with young people by giving them a voice in policy and decision making. Secondly, to empower them with the resources they need to really lead sustainable change. And thirdly, to connect them, amplifying their collective influence. And dear friends, now today, 1 year later, I am very glad to report that we are indeed delivering on these goals. So almost 30 youth sounding boards have been implemented in EU delegations around the world, including here in Nairobi. So youth from Africa, Asia, Pacific, Latin America and the Caribbean and Europe have come together in a range of multilateral fora and summits, most recently in the margins of the EU summit with Latin America and the Caribbean in last July. And the EU has increased young people's political participation through dedicated programs such as the Women and Youth in Democracy initiative. It seems only fitting them to mark this special occasion with yet another ambitious initiative. So, as you heard, today the EU is proud to launch 10 million euros Youth Empowerment Fund, which will help bring youth-led ideas and innovations for sustainable development to life. Because over the past years, countless young people have told me that one of the biggest barriers to youth empowerment today is lack of access to finance. There are simply too many barriers. So, of course, we have now heard this message passed by so many young people, including just a couple of young people on our way in a bus. So they were raising the similar concern. It's so difficult to access the finance. We have great ideas, but we don't know how to finance them. So now with this empowerment fund, we seek to change those barriers by simplifying support to grassroots youth initiatives worldwide. To To maximize our reach and effectiveness, we will partner with the world's largest youth organizations, the Big Six. So through their Global Youth Mobilization initiative, the Big Six have already supported, as we heard, youth-led projects across 125 countries worldwide, reaching more than 600,000 youth and 3.5 million beneficiaries in their communities. So together, the EU and the Big Six will direct funds towards the areas that really matter most and are at the heart of our Global Gateway strategy, from mitigating climate change and driving the digital transition to reaching youth who are disadvantaged due to disability, gender, or sexual orientation. And we will also ensure that young people play a formal role in overseeing the fund, including selecting projects. So this fund is really owned by young people. Dear friends, as a former teacher and as a former youth activist, I have always believed in the transformative power of youth. And today, the world faces tremendous challenges. We know that the challenges are huge in terms of climate, in terms of inequality, in terms of poverty, in terms of security. But the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, it really offers a clear roadmap to a better future. So if the international community is the vehicle to achieve it, then youth must be the accelerator, the driving force that really gets us back on track. Because you are determined, you are visionary, and you are 1.8 billion strong. So if anyone can lead the transition to a greener, fair, and more sustainable world, it is youth. And I can assure you, dear friends, that the EU will support you. So thank you for participating in this very, very important moment, and I'm very happy to launch this Youth Empowerment Fund, indeed here today in Kenya, in Nairobi, at home.